Hey everyone, Roshan here from AV Timepieces. I'm excited to share with you today one of our best-selling collections. It's also a fan favorite. It's our Hawker Hunter Retrograde Chronograph. So what we've got here to share with you today is one of my favorite colorways. It's the Charcoal Ember Brown, and there's a few unique features about this timepiece which I'll go through one by one. The first is the case shape. I think that's the most iconic feature of this timepiece and this collection. It's actually not just a standard four-sided case. We've got 12 sides in total, and this is drawn directly from the Hawker Hunter's cockpit. Especially on the instrument panel, there's various gauges such as the airspeed indicator, and that's where we've got the shape from. To complete this timepiece, you'll notice that we've got a 22mm leather strap. It's hand stitched. We've got beautiful stitching accents here on both the 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock sides of the watch as well. When you dive into the dial itself, you'll be able to see that we actually have a granular texture, and this is created just to offset and balance the pops of color and the indexes that we have on the dial. So when you look at the dial at the 12 o'clock to the 9 o'clock positions, there's an engraved line. It's actually a really subtle debossing and engraving of the dial, which echoes the instrument panel of the Hawker Hunter itself. Other features where we're drawn from the Hawker Hunter cockpit, you'll notice that the 10 o'clock subdial and the 3 o'clock subdial are both with frames that are squarish in shape. You know, even the 10 o'clock subdial is actually the same design and style as the case itself. So it's got 12 sides there. There's unique details such as the screws that also remind us of the features on the instrument panel of the Hawker Hunter. Now, some of you may be asking, why is it called the Hawker Hunter Retrograde Chronograph? One of the unique features of this watch is the movement itself. So we've picked a beautiful Japanese chronograph movement that has a unique feature that really lets us shine through in the terms of the design elements to mirror what we see in the Hawker Hunter's cockpit. At the 10 o'clock position, you'll notice that there's a scale that goes from 0 minutes all the way up to 10. And what that is the chronograph timer. So you'll start the chronograph, it goes all the way up to the 10-minute mark, and once you stop, you restart it and it'll fly all the way back. So that's where we get the retrograde name from. Furthermore, on the dial, you'll see that we have both applied Arabic and baton indexes, and that's just to help with balance. You'll notice, of course, that the 0 and 6 is larger than the 2 and 4. We also have a really well developed tension ring that goes around the entire dial to add some depth. When I go over the side, this case, you'll notice, is not actually too thick. It's, considering a very deep and detailed dial with additional, case bezel, the case body, this just comes in at 12 millimeters in terms of case thickness. The case diameter itself is at a very comfortable 45 millimeters. It's not your standard dress watch by any means. We've already gone with a much more bold, angular shape for the case design. So if you're looking for a very clean, simple dress watch that has pilot watch or aviation watch credentials, this is our take on a much more adventurous design direction. As I scroll over to the side again, you'll notice that the pusher at the 2 o'clock position is in red. So this is actually an aluminium pusher, anodized in red, just to add to that pop of color that you see on the dial, such as for the red in the different subdials and of course the subdial hands. To top it off, the hour and minute hands are bold, solid hands which have a skeletonized design to them, and these are all lathered in Swiss loom. And this is not just the hour and minute hands, but of course the Arabic and baton indexes as well. I'll just slide over to the back so you can see how it looks there. We've got a solid stainless steel case back, screw in of course, and the leather strap is lined with another layer of leather as well, just to ensure that it's durable, rugged, and wears easily. And I'll just go through a few of the other colorways now so you can see a few variations in our lineup. This over here is the Blue Diamond, and this draws inspiration directly from one of the Hawker Hunter's aerobatic squadrons under the RAF back in the early 1960s, I believe. And they were most notable and famous for their participation in aerobatic shows, in shows that they displayed a lot of flair, a lot of audacious stunts. They were quite well known for their stunt where they formed 16 hunters in a diamond formation. So you can read all about that in a link below as well. Furthermore, in this dial you'll see that we've complemented the black with pops of blue, and again that's to draw inspiration from the blue diamonds themselves. As I go a little bit closer to the side, you'll see that we also have another aluminium blue pusher that is another design element that is born from the blue diamonds themselves. And another feature you'll see on both the charcoal ember brown and the blue diamonds is that we have both a polished bezel and a brushed case body. So that is something that we feel complements the dial design really well, and of course the matte feeling of the strap. And the last colorway I'd like to share with you guys today is our Hawker Hunter Retrograde Chronograph in deep green black. So on this specific variant you'll notice that we have a few details which are a little bit different from the first two that I shared with you. First you'll notice is the strap. So on this leather strap we've gone with a more suede finish. It's still the same 22mm with solid backing of leather lining. However, this time with the suede finishing, it's complementing really well for the case, which you'll notice as well is bead blasted rather than a brush and polished finish. So this just helps with the overall ruggedness, the sort of tactical stealth feel of this watch. And when you look at the dial, you'll see that we've actually got a little bit of a shine on the granular texture of the base, and this is really complemented by the cream indexes and hour and minute hands. So for this variant I would say this is perfect if you're trying to have an outfit with browns, greens, or even a pair of jeans and a white shirt. So this is one of our, again, best-selling colorways, and I'm sharing it with you today because we've got just a few more details that I feel it's easier to see from a camera and a video in this way rather than from just the images on our site. So of course feel free to check our website in the link below. There's a lot of special offers right now, and again, thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to message us, comment below, and of course subscribe and share. Thank you guys, take care.